Welcome to the Bold Analysis. President William Ruto is convening an urgent crisis meeting, as the death of Albert Omondi from Homa Bay is actually emerging as a big threat since protests sparked protests in the country hours after the IG issued a presser in the Central Police Station, and we continue to stand in solidarity with the family of Albert Omondi. The killers of Albert did not foresee the extent of public interest in this case, and that is why, after trying to tell the country one story after the other, they keep on changing the goalpost. And in this podcast, we are going to give you the latest update on this, and also looking at the president's worry on this incident. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. And thank you very much for supporting this podcast. We do this each and every day because of your support. Kindly subscribe. Subscription is absolutely free. There is no money going to be deducted from your account because you subscribe to a YouTube channel. The advantage is when we publish a video, you'll be getting notifications, so you will not miss our well-analyzed videos. Yesterday night, when police issued a press statement, they said that the teacher from Homa Bay Migori, was hit his head and on the wall of the cell, and that's what brought his death. But then on Monday morning, the police fraternity went all the way to the Central Police Station and issued another press briefing explaining what exactly happened. According to them, they changed the goalpost to saying he was actually found unconscious, and also confirming the allegations that the person who was a complainant is the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Langat. This statement has sparked protest, and immediately after that, LSK President Faith Odhiambo has asked the president to ensure that DIG recasts himself from the investigations, since he's a person of interest in it, while there also calls for him to resign from the force. One of the critical issues is Ruto will not want to take this victim card on him. And at this point, allow me to read a Facebook post from Rigathi Gachagua. He had reacted on this, and I just want us to get an update from Rigathi. Yeah, because he had really said something I want us to get. Albert Ojwang's brutal murder in the hands of police officers has revealed the painful wounds of the tens of Gen Zs who continue to be killed by security agencies of the Ruto administration. In the strongest terms possible, I condemn this cowardly act by the killers and call for speedy investigations. Culprits must be brought to book. The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. Eliud Langat, is the complainant and the one who ordered the arrest in the alleged crime that Ojwang committed of making fair comment on social media account Mr. Langat. He must take full responsibility for his murder. This is the same Langat in charge of police cells. He is the same Eliud Langat who ordered police to withdraw from church service, blah, blah. Suspending junior officers will not get to help the situation. So Rigathi had issued some statement around this. While trying to defend the statement by the police boss, explaining and telling the country that his deputy was the person who was aggressed, is tactically, while trying to defend himself, but is also, while trying to defend his deputy, but is also absolving himself from the blame. Because since this story came out, the calls have been for the Inspector General of Police to resign. Kanja must resign was actually gathering momentum. until he comes out and say this. And this was a strategic one.
Ojwang was arrested together with a few others. It's because there was a complaint that had been launched by the DIG KPS about his name being tarnished. So it is on that basis that investigations were actually being carried out, because he also have got a right to be protected by the same law. Thank you.
Sometimes I feel like our security agencies work in silos, and what the other person does, probably this other person doesn't even know. So Kanja has to bulldoze the process and say things that probably he's not even so much aware of. And due to this public pressure, Kelvin Moinde has been released after being held at Capitol Hill Police Station from Kamkunji Police Station, where he was detained over the weekend. Moinde was arrested over the same matter of late Albert Ojwang Omondi. He was released. But one thing that has emerged is Monday afternoon, there have been protests around the Central Police Station and the city mortuary where the body of late Ojwang is. And you can look at these heartbreaking scenes here when women are wailing about this incident. Things don't work.
It was called Kingsway Police Station. The colonial mentality still exists with our police. They've killed one of our sons. Like the way they killed Modani Nyanjiro in 1926 when she was demanding the release of Harry Duku, a trade unionist. The same police station that killed Modani, the same colonial police are here with us today. They are killing our sons. They are killing our daughters. They are killing the future of this nation. We are here today to demand there is no more killings. We are tired. We are tired. We can't breathe in our nation. We can't. Justice for more. We are here today to say, as Kenyan women, we are tired. Ruto, we are tired. We are tired. Wacha kutulia watoto. Wacha kutulia watoto. It's so painful. It's so painful. I lost my brother to extrajudicial killing. So I know the pain. I know the pain that Papa Albert is going through. I know that pain. Right. Why? They killed Modani Nyanjiro in this town police station. They killed our people in 1926.
They are killers.
They killed our forefathers and our mothers in this same police station. In the same police station, 1926. They killed Modani Nyanjiro here, where we are standing here. It was called Kingsway Police Station. And today, they have killed our son. They have killed our son.
Well, and one of the things that is worrying the president, why he's looking at the threat profile of this, is now the involvement of civil society groups in this case. And I've seen Boniface Mwangi speaking loudly about this.
Hii video nafanya na chungu mwingi sana kwa sababu najua Albert Ojwang aliuliwa na polisi. Albert Ojwang alishikwa Homa Bay na polisi, wakamchukua kwa nyumba baba yake. He's the only son in that family. He was a teacher. He was a new father to a beautiful baby girl. Akaletwa all the way to Nairobi Central Police Station. Akapigwa na wakamua. Why was he killed? Because alisema kwamba Eliud Langat, deputy IG of the police, collects 100 million every month from bribes. Is that true? It could even be more than 100 million. Kwa sababu kila siku vijana ushikwa, uko na bangi, or you are loitering, drunk and disorderly, all manner of offenses. Uongo tu. Vijana ushikwa tao, wherever you are, kwa vijiji wanashikwa, wanatupwa ndani, kutoka ni 2,000, 3,000, and they do that every single day. The money collected is shared by the OCS, OCPD, county commander, deputy IG, all the way to the president. So the moment Ojwang ali reveal kwamba polisi wanaokota hongo na zilienda all the way to the top, he had to die. He was murdered. Na mwenye amemuua ni Ruto, because these people are Ruto appointees. And the money collected, the hundreds of millions of shillings collected by police officers, is shared all the way to State House. Kenyans, we cannot afford to be silent about his killing. Ruto is killing our young people every day. Hii mwezi ni June, which 1 year ago June ilienda kwa barabara. Ruto killed over 60 people in 1 month, and many more were wounded. Not a single killer cop has been arrested. Wale ambao waliua vijana wajashikwa, wajastakiwa, bado tu wako. So lazima tuungane and demand justice for Albert Ojwang and his family. He has left behind a young wife, a 1-month-old baby, and a grieving father and grieving family. He was the only son in that family and was murdered at Central Police Station. Things cannot be normal. Lazima tuzungumze, lazima tuamke. Wherever you are, please raise your voice and demand justice for Albert Ojwang and the many Kenyans that Ruto has killed. Ruto has killed so many young people. Huyu jamaa kiamuka anaua tu. Kama Aibi anaua, kama Zururi anaua. We cannot allow to be led by a murderer. So whatever we do, we know that with justice for Albert Ojwang, and Ruto must go. We have to stop being led by a bloody, thirsty killer. Asanteni.
Now, if you want to know, there is, people are not feeling comfortable about everything. I wanted to look at, I would just want to look at state bloggers. And with all due respect, especially the regime apologists from Luo Nyanza, they're doing a disservice to that region. Of course, we complained that the leadership is quiet. Number two, a life has been lost. A father has lost a child. There is a woman that has been left a widow. A child, a 1-month-year-old child that is now left fatherless. And the police are saying they're taking responsibility that they're the ones that arrested Albert. And for a minute, let me just call them out. Gordon Opeyo and his team. There is a narrative that is sinking, and I want to speak about this. We must call it out in its ugly face. There are characters that are now running a narrative that those who are against President Ruto are the ones that might have staged Albert Omondi's murder so that they can stoke rage from the Luo nation. Shame on you. Shame on you. It's a big shame. It's a big shame. Even if you don't want to defend, even if you don't want to, even if you don't believe then that Albert deserved to be alive, then you'd rather keep quiet. And I've been seeing that line. I don't want to give them prominence by sharing their screenshots. But you can go and check. You check social media, you see that conversation going on. Na inauma sana. Allow me say it in Luo. Angoma timoa. Angoma timoa. How can we be that heartless? What is wrong with us? And let me tell you, this is a strategy, or this is a narrative that is now being floated so that people can stop talking about it. For example, if a Luo speaks about it, then you're told you are stalking rage. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There are two examples. There is a story I used to highlight here about Odhiambo, the guy who was killed in Nakuru. The mother, mama lilia, I know most of you remember that story. Mama lilia, hajaipata mtoto wake. I remember when in Molo, when Richard Otieno was killed, there was even a statement of solidarity from President Uhuru Kenyatta, who even sent a contribution. Omolo was buried, Richard was buried in Siaya. Not even a single member of parliament attended. No one complained. So even in killing, people still want to take tribal, people still want to bring that tribal narrative that, he's being killed, but the name apologies so that they can stoke anger. Shame on you. Shame on you. You can eat. You can be in the payroll. But sanctity of life is more important than the few tokens that you get from the government. And we must say it as what it is. That is what it is. I've been looking at those posts in social media. Na ni mbaya sana. They must be called out. Let the country have this conversation, devoid of tribal rage. So, so let me wait. This person was arrested by policemen who are paid by taxpayers' money, employed and working under President William Ruto. How did those other people who are against regime then plant people to go and do that killing? We must be serious as a people. We cannot stoop that low.
Mimi hata sishangai sana na kifo ya the young man mwenye amekufa kwa police station. Kenye imenishangaza zaidi, I don't know what is happening with my brothers from the Luo Nyanza. Tumekuwa na nyinyi Azimio. We have been fighting for the social justice. We have been fighting for the rights of Kenyans. But saizi kijana ametolewa kwao akiwa mzima, Homa Bay. Ameletwa all the way to Nairobi. Amepigiwa police station ndani, akapigwa hadi akauliwa. Then wanasema amejipigisha ukuta. And some of you, in fact majority of you, you are very okay with that. In fact niliona wengine wakisema they are agreeing with police that huyo kijana maybe alijipigisha kwa ukuta. Wengine wanasema there is no way police wanaweza muua akiwa kwa police station, lazima ni alijipigisha kwa ukuta. Alikuwa amekataa kujua akiwa kwao nyumbani. Kijana akona kazi, he is somehow stable, the only son to that mzee, amepigiwa police, ameuliwa, and you people have the guts even to support that just because you of blood based or something like that. Because even Baba will come and say, oh, alipwe. As if the life is transactional. As if maisha imekuwa transactional. Ni pesa ngapi yo mzee anaweza lipwa yenye inaweza lipa kijana yake? I saw the man crying. He's an old man. Sijui kama hata anaweza kuwa na energy ya kulea mtoto tena afike penye huyu alikuwa amelea. My friend, did you see the tears of that man? And some of you are okay. Tuko bread based. Hata nyinyi sijui endeni kwa street. Hata nyinyi wakikuwa endeni kwa street. Tunajua ni sarakasi ya Wamunyoro. Mtu amekufa, amepigiwa police station. And mnasema sijui ni sarakasi ya Wamunyoro. Kwani nyinyi, what has happened to you people because of this sijui blood based nonsense? What has happened to you people? Me, I'm wondering. Na niliwaambia murukaruke, mtanikula tu hapa hivi. This guy is worse than anything else, my friend. Kitambo, polisi walikuwa wanachukua mtu, wanampigia huko barabara, wanamtupa. Because even them, walikuwa wanasikia vibaya ati ndio wameua. Saa hizi, we are being adjusted to the lowest level of mediocrity. Ati mtu atapelekwa kwa police station. And you are not even sure ati amelala polling station, mtamkuta akiwa uhai. Ama atapelekwa kotini. Anapiga huko anakufa. Just because he has some false fabrication. False fabrication, zingechukua tu atapelekwa kwa koti. What is happening in this country? What is happening in this country? We are being adjusted and people are silent. Yeah? I think we should have a day and go to the Central Police. At least Wakenya waambiwe what happened to this young man. It's so sad to lose such a kind of a man. just because alikuwa na false publication. Hajaiba kitu ya mtu, hajaua mtu, hajafanya ni just false publication. Yenye amegepelekwa kwa koti kama ni defamation, ambiwe how it will go. Then some of you are very okay. Yes, si tuko broad based. Hata nyie ndeni street, maisha ya mtu. You have made it so transactional. At sisi tunajengwa barabara so a person can die. My friends from the Luo, what is happening? Surely, what is happening?
We must be serious as a people. And it's very disappointing. When you listen to, the second observation, I've listened to Cheriot and Chungwa talking about this matter. Cheriot is addressing IG, Kanja. Oh, that incident is spoiling the name of the service. Arrogantly, Ichungwa, when talking about Ojwang's death, is applauding what the government has done. The two characters, I've listened to their speeches from Kitui, the two characters cannot specifically see the unusual, the circumstance around the death as the problem. In fact, Ichungwa is saying, just listen to these sound bites.
And the body had a lot of injuries on the head. The body had a lot of injuries on the hand, the shoulder area, but the head was swollen all around. The frontal part of the head, the nose, the ears, generally the head was swollen. And there was a lot of blood oozing from both the nose and the mouth.
But we must never use maafa ya wa Kenya or the death of a single Kenyan must never be used to advance politics. As a nation, we must be remorseful when we lose one single life. But we must never use that single life to advance parochial, selfish politics. Na hata leo, nataka kusema nikiwa hapa Kitui. Jana tumeona kijana kutoka amekufia kwa sele ya polisi. And I want to thank the Inspector General of Police for the swift action he has taken and ask the Independent Police Authority, Oversight Authority, to ensure that they investigate the death of that young man in Central Police Station or in the police station in Nairobi, to make sure that anybody who may have caused that death is brought to book without favor and without fear. Because one life of a Kenyan lost is too many lives lost. Kweli si kweli? Sababu utaona wengine wanataka siasa kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni, lakini hata hawana haja na haki kupatikana. Ndio nataka niseme tuongeze Inspector General wa polisi. Nimeona jana ameamuru wale wote walikuwa kazi wakae kando, uchunguzi ufanywe na taasisi ambazo zinafaa kama EPOA. Na EPOA afanye kazi yao bila uoga, bila ubaguzi. Kama iko mtu sababisha kifo ya yule kijana ama Mkenya mwingine yoyote, ashikwe ndiye jukira kuna ido. Neguo. Digo geta mohahi. Go geta hera ido. Siabo.
There is an incident that happened yesterday, which I want to join the rest of Kenyans who are condemning the brutal murder of that young Kenyan. And I want to urge the Inspector General of Police, together with all the agencies like APOA, do not allow a few officers to spoil the image of our police service. 95 to 99% of our police officers are very diligent, very patriotic Kenyans who undergo their duties with great patriotism. Do not allow a few bad apples that are doing bad things to Kenya to spoil the image of our police, until when Kenyans see police service, they think these are murderers. Many of these police officers, they are our brothers, they are our sisters, they are our fathers, and they do their work very well. I want to challenge those charged with the responsibility. Please get to the root cause of the murder of that young Kenyan, so that Kenyans can restore their faith in our police service, so that we do not judge our police as an institution harshly because of the issues of one or two officers that have misbehaved. I hope by this afternoon, IPOA will give an update to the country of what really happened inside that police station, so that Kenyans can believe we have institutions that work. Lastly, I want to address also the political scavengers who have made it their duty to try and seek cheap political points out of every unfortunate incident that happened in Kenya. You are not any different for those that are murdering our young people. You are not even seeking empathy for the...
These are the leaders of the two houses. So, and they're saying people want to take political mileage. Who is taking political mileage? Now, should all of us be quiet? Because if you speak, you need political mileage. Like some of us, we are talking. I'm not seeking any elective seat. I'm not. The media is covering this story. Is the media seeking any seat? And that kind of narrative is in tandem with what the other people are saying. No one is actually seeking this. But we must talk because it has happened. It has happened. And it's news all over. So I think thinking and treating this matter as a tribal thing, to me, ni ujinga. Ni ujinga. Let the country have that conversation. And remember, this is not about one person. You never know. This is not about one person. This is an erosion of the system. And I think the Ichung'wa is advancing another agenda, a different agenda. But this is why Ruto is in panic and his team about the Albert incident. The murder undermines the broad-based doctrine signed by Raila, with Raila. Let me tell you, the broad-based fellows, Odinga and his team, they are yet to comment, and the few that are commenting are issuing press briefings in the comfort of their offices. Not press briefings, they're sending press statements and posting in social media just like what the others are doing. They cannot comment. They cannot put up a word because it undermines broad-based. But I think that is what was there. And I've seen Sifuna saying President Ruto doesn't deserve another term just looking at this incident. The second other issue here is about the mention of DIG Langat. I've been saying here that it's a bit of a challenge because this is something that Rigathi Gachagua had really alleged. And at this point, yes, the demand heads might actually roll. As to whether the president is supposed to issue a statement, it will be important. But I believe that issuing a statement is against the advice because he doesn't want, his strategy is, the state strategy is for this story to disappear, to sublime, to die some natural death. But a statement from the president would actually cause more agitation on this. Nairobi vote is centered on Gen Z. And while the president is struggling with talking about the houses, someone, somewhere, and that's why I said yesterday is a victim of his own blunder. Someone, somewhere is reducing those votes. Every day, those votes are reducing. He has defended the police in the past. What will be different? Can he come out now and defend the police? Because the public are demanding an explanation from him. The buck stops with him. These police officers, all these people that have been mentioned, these are his staff. And for this to happen, there is more than what catches the eye. If you look at the manner in which it is being addressed, I think the president has a lot of work to do. Thank you.
Be following young people and arresting people. Thank you. Apologies from several of the members that you're seeing. Some of them are actually not even aware because, you know, Monday is when most members are coming back. So you probably will see a few more names that are coming up. There are members who are actually on their way coming here. They might arrive when we are finished. But I just want to indicate that we strongly condemn not just the killing of this young man Ojwang, but also the growing intolerance to alternative views. If you do not want or cannot tolerate what somebody is saying about you, you have a block button, just block. It's that simple. Why would you want to kill somebody because they have a different views from yours? And I think one of the things I'm sure you will probably be asking, so let me just tell you, because I've seen when I condemned this, everybody was asking me in social media, but you are collaborating in the broad-based government. You've seen clearly in our MOU, there is no collaboration about intolerance. There is no collaboration about limiting human rights. And that is not the nature of character of our party. And we cannot compromise on our values as a party. And therefore, and we have spoken with the president on this issue, the president himself has said that he will bring to order the people that are in the government that are rogue. And we want to therefore tell the president, please strike your whip on people who are violating rights, because there are certain things that are non-negotiable. And one of them is a violation of human rights. You cannot kill people and expect that life goes on as normal. No, it's not possible. It will not happen. It won't happen, not on our watch. You will not kill young people and let us expect us to be quiet. I know, and I can speak authoritatively because the president has told me in person that he does not stand this. If he does not, then let him crack the whip on the people who are doing this. If he doesn't tolerate this, let him crack the whip. We cannot bury people. And you know, the saddest thing is when you bury a young person, the person you are punishing is not the young person. You are punishing that old Mzee who was crying over his only child. What did that Mzee do to you? We cannot have this. We have buried too many young people to bury one more young person. It's not going to happen. No. You're to make a. Thank you.
Okay.
And yeah. Just a question. I wanted to know, you're saying you should crack the whip. Is there a timeline you expect the actions to be seen? And then the second question, some of your members, specifically which is the largest, said that these young men are rogue and all that. I don't know in terms of the social media they attack. I don't know your views about that.
And she said today about this death.
She has been saying.
Let me talk about this death for today. I think let's not mix issues. And the reason why I want to tell you that is because we must also be sensitive when somebody has lost a loved one. Let's not mix issues. The family of Albert is mourning. They have lost their son. Let us be human. Let us empathize. I know what it feels. The whole of yesterday, I was actually I would have been outrageous, but even from yesterday, I was in hospital with a family member who was on life support, and we were surrounded seeing this person die of natural causes. And I could see what the family is going through. He passed on today. Now imagine your son who is not dying because of natural causes. And you wake up in the morning and you are told that your son has died. Why? Because some idiot cannot stand an alternative view. For me, it's not even about the fact that he has died. Who gave the order for that young man to be brought to be arrested? For what? If you can't stand somebody, block. Who doesn't know the block button? You have to be all over listening to everyone and anyone at every time. I mean, this nonsense must stop. Kenya has come too far. These are things that are done in other countries that we have been condemning in some around us. Cannot happen in Kenya. We will not allow it. Not in Kenya. No.
Any other question?